All right, so I've got a special guest with me. Took a little break. You know, we get a couple 15-minute breaks at work. Took a little break. Got a special guest with me, another coworker. Another coworker who come to me, Joe, man, tell you what, these cryptos, man, I think I want to get in these things. Yada, yada, yada. So I said, do you realize you're coming to me right now at the most epic time? There's a sell-off occurring right now. And you have an opportunity to get in. It's going to be right back up where it was, over 11,000 here shortly. It's now playing with 9,000, 9,500 bouncing around, you know, Bitcoin. And I'm telling him, of course, do all three. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. He joined in on Coinbase, of course, rapidly. Got on there, says bank account up. He comes back, hey, I'm ready. What, you know, help me, walk me through this. I don't want to make a mistake. So today is literally the next day. Everything is back up green, 20%, 30%, 10%, all over the place. The whole coin market cap site, everything practically, you know, maybe one or two is red, up bigly. So he just came to me and said, where on earth could I put my money, and made over 20% in 24 hours. He can't believe this. So Dan, go ahead and tell me your story, Dan.
I am a happy man. And I was a skeptical man. About 6 months ago, I work with Joe, and he mentioned it. But the problem is there was just a block in my mind. I didn't understand. I didn't know what it was. So it didn't register, right? And I think that's some of the ambiguity that people are dealing with about Bitcoin. So for some reason, I just think it was meant that Joe and I reconnected, and he mentioned it again, and he did mention, as he said to you, it was starting to dip. And I recalled what it was, the highs were, and I thought, you know, I better get self-educated real fast, because I'm tempted to make a decision. And that decision could change my life like it has Joe's. So with me, when I get into something, I go all out. So at that point, there was something in my head that just flipped, and I started diving into it. I came in that morning. Joe said, you have time. I was ready to go. I was convinced. I got equipped. You know, I got the knowledge I needed. I was confident. I was secure about it. Talked to my wife about it. She was good. Had to do with all that stuff too, as you guys know, but she was good. I got in. I was right next to Joe. I said, Joe, and of course I'm shaking, you know.
Yeah, hold on. You know, when you sign up to Coinbase or Gemini or whatever, and it says we just deposited, you know, two things, you know, amounts in your bank account. When you get these, come back, and you know, he's on the phone right as soon as he did. He's calling his wife, go into the bank account and tell me if they show up yet. Are they there yet? Are they? All right. Oh, there's 3 in there. All right, give me all 3. Give me all 3. All right, got it. He writes it down. All right, let's go. Yes. I said, man, I don't think I've ever seen a bank get hit that fast. Usually we wait a day or two.
Yes.
He's like, no, they're there. She told me I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly it.
It was funny for me because I've never seen someone so amped to jump in like that fast. Like, you know. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, he was right. He was chuckling next to me, but he was excited next to me. And the great thing about Joe is that he lives and breathes it. He really embodies it. And there's, you know, a trust that comes with that. And he'll partner right with you. So I appreciate what he did for me. I got in. I already made 20%. I'm not saying it's going to stay at 20%, but where else can you even come close to that enjoyment, knowing that it can do that, right? And I'm in for the long term, at least, you know, at least a year. We'll go take it a year by year, but I'm definitely going to stay in. But those that watch Joe, keep watching. Listen, I had a little bit of a dispute, not a dispute, but I had a question coming in this morning, and he really helped clarify what that was. So he helped me with that. So
yeah, Litecoin. He was. Litecoin. I think I want to.
Yeah. Spend the rest
just go into maybe Ethereum. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about Ethereum. I'm like, yeah, I understand.
Right.
But I'm like, just trust me.
Yep.
Spread it across all 3.
Right.
And I told him, I said, look, which I'll tell you guys the same thing. I probably already said this before. We saw $3 to $4 Litecoin. Okay, it's 90 something dollars again. It's about to be 100 again. $4. So let's just go with $4 in January. If it went up 10 times, that's 40. If it goes up 20 times, that's 80. Right? We're talking, you know, 25 times or whatever, just Litecoin, and it hasn't been used yet. No one has come out and said, we want to use that platform for such and such. Ethereum's already got that whole deal. That's why all these ERC20, altcoins are using them. So I'm like, what happens when someone comes to Litecoin and Litecoin says, hey, we can do that same kind of thing now, use us.
Right.
Holy crap, I'm thinking, so I told him, he's like, where do you think this thing can go? I was like, look, I don't think $1,000 for Litecoin in the not so distant future is unreasonable for the example I just gave. And I said, the other thing with Bitcoin, I said, the question is, do you think we'll see $40,000? I told him this. Do you think in 2018 we'll see $40,000 Bitcoin? It only has to go up 4 times, right? It's already gone up, 9, 10 plus times now since January. We're only asking for half of that, 4 times. However, $10,000 to $40,000, that's a lot of money. It's a $30,000 increase in something, which is insane. Litecoin, on the other hand, it's still low. It's 80, 90, bucks. So it only needs to go up 10 times, from here on out to hit 1,000. But again, if Bitcoin were to quadruple, that would be $40,000. But it's still, it's 4 times. Litecoin, on the other hand, 4 times only needs to go to, let's just call it $400 because it's practically 100 now. I don't see $400 being unreasonable as these things start taking off. We're just talking. The people are. They're rushing in with both hands and feet. We went to lunch with another guy yesterday to chat about this. He's friends with him. Of course, we work together.
Right.
He's plugging away on his phone. I got to get in.
Yep.
And unfortunately for him, he had like a credit union or something for a bank.
Right.
And he couldn't fully get his thing, his account attached properly or whatever, and it locked him out for 24 hours, so he can't log in. He came in this morning. I'm locked out for 24 hours. And now he's
not happy.
Yeah, and he's saying the price.
Yeah,
he knows when he got in. He got in, it was $93, $94, something like that?
Yeah,
$93, $9400?
Right, 94, yeah.
It's almost,
He's bumming. He's kind of bumming, right? When you kind of miss the train.
Yeah.
Especially
when you're about to drop, whatever, a couple grand, 2, 3, 4, 5 grand, whatever, someone's willing to do.
Sure.
It's like, oh my gosh, but, I'm telling him, I'm like, just keep in mind, one thing that we always do, as, crypto investors, we always look back and say, damn it, I should have put more. So the key here is come up with the most you can come up with to start with.
Yeah.
Put it in and then keep going.
This is what and that's exactly what I talked to Joe about. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm telling you all this, but I put in my initial investment. That's for sure. That's done. But now I'm going to be doing it on whether it's every 2 times a week or maybe once a week. I don't know. But there is going to be a constant amount that I will be putting in.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to continue to do that. So.
And he mentioned something too, which I know a lot of you already know this. Months ago, I remember doing at least a couple, more than a couple, because I kept saying it over and over again in a bunch of my videos. Guys, let's not forget Coinbase. 40,000 new people signing up every freaking day. I don't know what Gemini is, but I know that's what Coinbase is, right? I was telling you about it. There's now 100,000 people.
Right.
And we've heard that number recently too, so I know some of you probably already know that. But again, it just shows 40,000 per day has now become
100,000.
More than twice as much
at
$100K a day.
Yep, and they're there to buy, right?
That's why are you going to join? You look at it? You don't need to look at it. You go to any site to look at it.
Yeah, you're not there to check out anything other than you know what you're going in for in those 3 options. So,
right. So on that note, so let's think about this. I always talk about if you don't hold it, you don't own it, right? Separate wallet. If you're Coinbase, and naturally Coinbase does charge some fees for sure, like all exchanges, but sometimes they're a little more heftier than, like, say, Gemini. They're not going to scam anyone, first of all. They're making so much money in fees, it's insane. That's one thing. Again, it's one of my top 2 exchanges. I like Coinbase and Gemini as far as feeling safe, anyways, if I left my stuff in there, which I still don't. But why would they close up shop? Like, why would, you know what I mean?
Yep.
When that kind of money's coming, 100,000 people a day.
Right.
And I'm just thinking, man, imagine if they use my link and I got $10 a pop.
Yep.
100K times 10. The whole world use Jason F4's link in his description box for Coinbase.
Yeah. And they want to grow their company too, right? They want to get the big players in, and I think that just is.
And what were you saying about it? When there's something they were working on security. You saw something about it. Tell me about that.
Yeah. It was they want to make it more secure so that when the big players they're very tempted, they want to get in, but they also need to understand, and with their the holdings that they have with the money, that they've got to keep that safe. They've got to have an assurance that it's going to be protected and safe. So I watched the CEO the other night of Coinbase, and they are committed by this year to have a lot more implementation in terms of security on that site, and there's also going to be more, products, assets as well to buy.
And that was the other thing we were talking about the other day. I heard this. I don't know how true it was, but I did mention that we heard this. We don't know when it's coming out. Coinbase is going to offer a bunch of different types of cryptos, not just the main 3 that we were so used to hearing about.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Gemini wants to really get into that space, they need to, if they want to be competitive, they need to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I like Gemini because their fees are a lot less, but again, you're not upset spending, $20 fee
Not at all.
when he just pulled in, 20% and it, oh my God.
I've already made money.
He's already
made money.
And the thing here is, like in the infomercials, not typical, scenario.
Sure.
The truth be told, it's not a typical scenario where someone like him gets in
24 hours.
And 24 hours later, he's up 20%.
Right.
However, if there's something out there that's going to do it, it's cryptos.
It's this. That's right.
Most of us didn't wait a day. Most of us said, it was a few weeks. Or, hey, I got, my example with the Veritasium, I got in at $6 and 3 weeks later I sold off,
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
The average person's just going to get in whenever they decide, okay, I've heard enough of this crap. I got to get in now. Right. Whatever the price is today, I don't care. I'm just going to get in.
Yeah.
So some people are a little lucky. So I was telling them yesterday, you've been talking the last couple of days about this.
Right.
Today is that day, dude.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there. Yeah. You think it'll go? You think we can do 8s? Think it'll get in the 8s? I said, I don't know, man. We're seeing some serious resistance around that 93, 94.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. But we're looking back at it. Yep. Stop. And and I said, you might miss it. Is the other thing here, and it might go to 10, and then it doesn't come back down from 10. Now you're sitting here saying, damn it. But then again, it might go into the 8s. You got to make a call. I said the bottom line is, if you believe in the near future this thing's going to 13, 14, 15, 20,000 like next year, which we both do.
Right. Just pull the trigger.
Pull the damn trigger. Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
He did. 93, 94. He was in, and now it's up 10. Last we saw was 10.5. It's down a hair from that a minute ago. But
if you're on the fence, if you're on the fence and you see this thing hovering around 10. Anywhere around 10, 10.5, just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about it. Just do it. And just relax and just feel good that you now have a piece of Bitcoin. That's the main thing. People should have a piece of this. Irrelevant of what you're going to make. You should have a piece of what this is and what's coming for the future. So if you're watching this and you're like me, I could tell you with Joe, continue to watch Joe, feel what Joe's saying, not just hear it, because you got to kind of feel it.
Yeah, and research. If I tell you something, research it. Do it yourself, And
I did. I trust Joe, but I still did the research. But that makes it even more exciting, right?
Right, because now
I know.
I did my due diligence.
Yes.
I did work in this, and I'm satisfied.
Yep.
This guy's been telling me about it, but I got to do my own thing.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what you told me. You came in the next day.
Yep.
I'm ready. And then today, I'm looking at more stuff.
Purchase.
He's like, all night. I was up all night and looking at research, everything.
Yeah. 2 nights of 12 midnight.
Yeah. I know. I've been there. So I was like, all right, cool. He comes right in. I said, let me go look online. Oh, because yesterday you couldn't trade Litecoin. It was $77. I'm telling him, get in. He's like, I'm trying to, but I can't.
They didn't.
So I look into my account. Yeah, it's unavailable right now. Son of a gun.
Right.
He had to get in today at 90, whatever.
93,
something like that. Yeah.
So what?
And imagine if you got in yesterday, $70.
Sure, it would have been nice.
Another great one, but it's going to 100 again. It's going to be over 100. He'll be just as happy.
I'm not worried.
Yep. So anyway, I just want to come out here real quick. We were just chatting in my office real fast, and he's telling me. So I said, you know what? This is a good video, because you're that average guy. You're the guy who's not into this stuff. You're not real technical like me. I'm an IT guy.
Right.
You're just the average guy.
Right.
And there's a bunch of average people out there listening, right? So this will make a good video. It's two guys, bad BK ain't out here. I pull him in. Hey, he was the one that can't get in. He's probably a little upset right now. He'd be in the backseat with the frown on. I couldn't get in. But he's gonna get in ultimately. So, anyway, just a little.
I want to thank Joe.
Special guest
in front of you all. Thanks to this guy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. He was telling me yesterday too, man, thank you so much, sharing this information, and I'm like, man, it's cool, it's good, I talk about it on YouTube, and that's the thing, I'm not here for a fee, I'm not trying to collect something, hey man, hey man, you owe me lunch, no, dude, just check this stuff out, the little guy can finally win for once, and JB Diamond and these bastards at the banks, they're upset because we're all winning, taking money out of their scam system. Their monopoly. They make the game. They created the game. We're playing in it, thinking it's fair. And every time we get ahead and get a good space, that one's taken. Hey, but I thought that was up for something. No, it's taken. Who owns it? The banks, right? Monopoly. Now we get to play this game. It's not regulated. There's no manipulation. You don't have any paper contracts. They can just print and flood with sell orders, etc. And look what happens.
Yeah.
The little guy freaking wins. And I mean win. We're winning big. Imagine if someone, I'm just going to throw this out there, a very, fairly wealthy person, was Dan, let's just say. He's not this guy, I'm just saying. And I'm ready to put $100K in this son of a gun right now.
Right.
And he just came in the next day to his job, whatever. Oh my God, I've got 120? Are you kidding me? I can sell it today. Yes, you can. Go right in there and then wire it. Done. Could you imagine? Like I said, they would have said the same thing you said.
Right.
Where could I put my money in one day and it went up 20%? This is crazy.
Yeah.
But how many times have we seen in cryptos today, it's up 20%, down 10%, 5, back up 10, 15, 20?
Right.
You could be scraping off profits like all the time, but again, they're always going up. So you gotta be, have a stomach for that kind of stuff. But he and I, we're not, again, and you know me, I'm not trying to do that unless I see something that's obvious. I think I can get in and get out on this one, and like the Bitcoin Cash thing. But
and I'll say this is my only investment. So if you want to know a little bit about me, this is my only investment. Do I own my house? Yes. So I don't have a mortgage.
Yeah,
it's
paid off, by the way. That's epic.
It's paid off.
Yep.
So I have that for me. But I have not invested. The last time I invested was years ago, right before the crash.
And you got screwed.
And I got hurt bad. So there was that wound, right, is always there. And even with this, because again, this is something that's very outside the box, right? It's not conventional. So that on top of it, with the wound, I was really, talk about someone who's really grappling with this decision.
Yep.
In all seriousness, and I was. Yesterday I was like, I'm at work, but I'm not really at work, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I feel great. Day after, I feel very calm. I'm very relaxed, at peace with the decision.
Yep.
And a lot of that, again, the governance you guys get, the wisdom you get, the encouragement you get, keep listening. And and I think we all would, those of us that are in it, those of us that have educated themselves to it and continue to do so, to me, this is definitely long term. How long, no one knows. But is this something you want to get in and hold and wait for this to continue to grow and continue to exceed, I think, expectations and blow the minds of Wall Street?
Yep.
Absolutely. I think that's what we're in. I really do. And I know anybody could say that. But Joe lived it.
Yeah.
If anybody said this to Joe a year ago, right, you thought he would have been crazy.
They were already thinking I was crazy earlier this year.
Right.
Like, oh, it's not going to do that. That's crazy. You're talking about these cryptos. Go back to the new stuff. And I'm making people wealthy just by talking about it. I'm not getting anything for this. I'm just trying to educate and say, check this story out. Listen to this. Look what this happened over here. Look at this coin. And people are like, dude, thanks for that tip, dude, because I got in that one, and I just made, I'm up 20%, I'm up 50%. It's just great, man.
He's on the other side of crazy, right?
Yeah.
He's on the. You got
to have a monkey mind, man.
He made it.
Yeah.
He made it. So he's excited. I'm excited. You get excited. Let's share it.
Yep.
And let's make some money. Let's have some fun.
Yep, that's it. We're out. We got to get back to work. See ya.